Hey guys, what's up? Thanks for joining me on my Facebook page. I'm with Shannon. So Shannon works for Uncommon James. She does all of the Uncommon James social media. She's actually going to be on Very Cavallari, which is premiering July 8th, so you don't want to miss that. We're here at Uncommon James at our store in Nashville. If you ever come to Nashville, or if you live in Nashville, come by and check it out. But yeah, so here we go, my first live book signing.
All right, guys, we are in the Gulch in Nashville, like she said. It is actually raining, so if the audio ever gets a little quiet, it's because it's raining pretty hard here right now.
It is, and there's also construction going on in the unit next to us.
All the things are happening.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on, so just bear with us here.
There's also a lot going on here in Nashville with Uncommon James. Obviously, if you guys weren't able to make it to a book signing, this is a great opportunity for you to buy a book. There's a link above, or you can go to premiercollections.com/trueroots, and there's still time to get a book. She is going to
I'm
be
about to sign
these.
all of these books in front of us, so you can get one.
They are her real signature. I don't have a pen at all. They don't give me one, so it's not
My
me.
stamp, I mean, it's an ugly signature. I'm not proud of it by any means.
Oh, it's cute.
It's not cute. It's completely ineligible, but it just is what it is. It's mine, though.
Kristin.
It's real.
Also, we have questions. It's not too late for you guys to ask questions. If you just go to the link above, you can submit your questions. We're answering them right here. I have a live feed of them, so not too late. Get your answers in, get a book, get it signed.
Let's do this.
Let's do it, yeah. And
we have thunder going now as well, so.
Construction's thunder. We'll just talk really loud.
Really a great night for this.
Yeah, and so I think the obvious question is probably why a cookbook?
Okay, so I had so I'll just tell you the whole story since we have an hour. I worked on a cookbook proposal it's probably been 4 or 5 years now. Because I love cooking. It's truly a passion of mine. I just always had this vision in my mind of being the mom that cooks for her family every night. So that's what I do. So I whipped up a cookbook proposal to go and pitch it in New York to different publishers. And my agent called me like 2 weeks before I was supposed to go. And he was like, I've been getting phone calls about you doing a lifestyle book. So I was like, oh, okay. So I put together a lifestyle proposal and I went and pitched them both at the same time. And I had offers. Some were for the lifestyle book, some were for the cookbook. And ultimately I just decided that doing the lifestyle book first, touching on the cooking aspect, and then, I was hoping that did well, and it did well, so I did a follow-up cookbook. And True Roots truly for me is the passion project. This is where I just poured my heart and soul into this. This cookbook is a true reflection of how I eat on a daily basis. This is I see it. Shannon's been to my house. I've made different things in here for her. But this is, when I'm cooking at home, I'm cooking gluten-free and limited dairy, and I've just seen what an impact it can do firsthand on my family. Jay, my husband, is a type 1 diabetic. Since he's adopted this lifestyle, he's gotten off of blood pressure medication, and he just looks and feels the best he ever has. His diabetic number is the best it's been. So I believe in eating healthy, and I don't think that you have to be crazy. Like I go out to eat, I go on vacation, I eat whatever the hell I want, and then I, get back on track, and so I stay sane as well.
Yeah.
So
are you happy that the lifestyle book came out first then?
I am. That's how I wanted it.
The order, yeah.
Yeah, because I did about 20 recipes in my lifestyle book, and I did a whole chapter about the way I eat and why I eat the way I eat. And so I felt like that was a good introduction to my passion, really, for cooking and eating healthy.
She is always cooking, so she really makes sense that she has a book about it. I guess we'll start getting to you guys' questions. There are a lot of them. Keep sending them in. First ones first. Are you excited that chokers are back in style? Chokers, the Kristin
and I have one on
Cavallari
right now.
choker.
Yes, I mean it's funny to me that was sort of what I was known for on Laguna Beach, and now I have a line of chokers.
I wore one because you wore one.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't afford one, so I just tied a ribbon. But
well, I had a black leather band that I tied around my neck. That's what my choker
Innovative.
was. Yeah, so there you go. But yeah, I think it's awesome.
Charlene wants to know if you've ever struggled with keeping up with a healthy diet.
I mean, yeah, it took me a few years to really make it a full-time lifestyle. And that's the thing is, it is hard to do, and it takes a while to know exactly what to buy and what not to buy, and I realize that. So I always tell people, like for me, I never look at calories or fat or sugar, sometimes sugar, but not often. The only thing I really look at is ingredients. And so I just want to make sure that everything in there is real. So I've learned over the years, there are a few things that I just know I'm staying away from: corn syrup, added colors, things like that. So I would say when you go to the grocery store, start reading the ingredient labels and just pick one thing. Let's say you're gonna do corn syrup for the first few weeks until it becomes second nature. Anytime you see corn syrup, just don't buy it.
Like at all?
At all. Like, I don't eat corn syrup at all.
Okay.
It's GMO and it's so bad for you. Added colors. Like, I've seen with my kids, I mean, this is true. My kids, when they eat like this, you know, they're whatever, that's who they are. And then we'll go to a birthday party or whatever. We used to go to football games all the time.
Yeah.
And they would eat all this crap and they were so hyper. They'd be bouncing off the walls. They really
that
were,
red
they're
dye.
different children. Yeah, and I still let them have that stuff every once in a while. I don't
80-20, right? Is that your...
That's for me. I mean, my kids, we kind of bend it more for them. I don't want to be so strict with my kids that then they go off the deep end and it's the complete opposite. So they're kids, you know, we get them donuts every weekend and we do, you know, they're kids. But they truly are different kids when they eat that stuff. It really is.
What would you say your favorite recipe from your book is and why?
Okay, so zucchini almond butter blondies. It's a dessert. I have a huge sweet tooth. Have you had them?
I haven't. I just have a big sweet tooth. Will you make them for me?
I'll make them for you.
Perfect.
They're so easy. There's like 5 ingredients in them.
I made the gummy bears.
You did make the gummy bears, yeah.
Worked great. 3 ingredients.
Okay, so these zucchini almond butter blondies, I don't even know if you can really see that, but there's zucchini in them, and I don't want that to scare you. You can't taste it, I swear to God. It just makes them really moist, and they're amazing, and you can eat the entire pan, and you don't have to beat yourself up about it.
Noted.
Like, my kids,
that's how
everyone
I eat
in my
desserts,
family loves
the
these.
whole
We
pan.
eat them with a spoon. Actually, that's on an episode of Very Cavallari. Me eating the zucchini butter blondies with a spoon.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
How has your life changed since living in Laguna?
Well, okay, so obviously, I mean, that's so long ago.
Yeah.
That's from me being, you know, I moved to Laguna my freshman year of high school. And then the show happened my junior and senior years of high school. So I think no matter where you live, no matter if you're on TV, you change so much.
Right, 15 to 30.
Yeah, I mean, it's leaps and bounds. But I think just being on TV, it just sort of accelerated that a little bit maybe. And at an early age, I just had to really figure out who I could trust and who I couldn't. But I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a ton of fun. It's gotten me where I am today. And
No regrets.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does anyone know what Steven is up to now?
Well, I spoke to Steven a year and a half ago, and he's still acting, I believe.
Okay.
He's acting. He seems very happy. At the time, he had just broken up with a girl.
Oh, reaching out to you, huh?
No, not like that.
Dun, dun.
This is why she's on my new show, Very Cavallari. But yeah, he's well. He's doing great.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay. Friends, Jessica wants to know if you're excited for your show, speaking of Very Cavallari, and what made you want to be back on TV?
I'm very excited for it. I'm a little nervous. I'm very excited for Very Cavallari. I'm a little nervous, but I'm really excited. I've seen the first 4 episodes, and I mean, I enjoy watching it. I don't know. I think it's a good show. Shannon is great. You guys will love Shannon.
Thanks.
But I am excited. I wanted to do it because, quite honestly, it's a good business decision for me. It's about Uncommon James, my staff, opening the store. But I'm excited to get back on TV and reconnect with my fans and show my fans the evolution of me. I mean, I've grown up so much. I'm a completely different person. Obviously, I'm married now. I have 3 kids. My kids are not on it, but my husband will be on it. And I don't know. I just felt like with the timing of my husband being done with football, you know, being in Nashville full time, I'm able to do it. I couldn't do it before because Jay, you know, we were going off of Jay's football schedule, but now, you know, it's my turn to get back out there and work more. So I'm excited. I'm really excited for it.
I run our social media and I get tons of DMs all the time asking, what is Kristin up to? What's her life like now?
Really?
So you'll
be able to see
lets
it.
you guys have a peek into that, and she keeps it very real. So you will definitely see that.
Yay.
Bethany wants to know, what is your favorite recipe for your bulk, or where do you purchase your bulk of your cute serving dishes?
My bulk
They
of
see
my
them in your Instagram post.
So, okay, that's a good question. I have some Uncommon James home stuff. Anthropology, I really love Anthropology. And honestly, we got most of our stuff when we got married. And I want to say I registered at Williams-Sonoma and Crate and Barrel at the time. But a lot of that stuff is like, you know, 5 years old. So
There you go.
there you go.
Someone said, I always pictured you in fashion. What made you decide to choose jewelry for your boutique instead of clothing? Maybe there's an expansion in the works?
You know, God, I've been in the accessories world for a long time, 5 or 6 years.
Shoes.
I have shoes, and then I launched Uncommon James a year ago. And I just think that accessories can make or break your outfit. Clothing is so much to take on. I have had many meetings about it, and I would love to do it at some point. I just can't do it right now. I am working on a baby kid clothing line. So that will be coming out by Christmas, by holiday. And I'm really excited for that. But clothing, maybe one day. I don't know.
One day. In the works. Oh, I hear Nashville has great food. Are you a foodie? And what are some of your favorite food spots in Nashville?
I am a foodie. I really am.
Yes.
Yeah, Shannon knows that. We love Fifth and Taylor. We love Rolf and Daughters. God, it's like I have a list on my phone. Because you can never think, whenever someone asks you that question, it's like.
You get asked that living in Nashville all the time. If you're like, I'm coming to
So
Nashville.
do you have a list too?
Yeah,
I
have
literally,
a whole,
because everyone asks.
I have a Word document.
See, I have mine's on my notes. Okay, let's Henrietta Red, Cafe Rosé.
Yeah.
We go to Cafe Rosé every single weekend with my kids. Black Rabbit is good. Husk is really good. Henley. Coco's ice cream. It's coconut milk. It's so good.
They'll be here.
So good. They're gonna be here. We're doing. If you guys are
23rd.
June 23rd, we're doing a summer kickoff party at the store. We're gonna have the little ice cream truck, and it's gonna be really fun. So if you're in town, come by. Frothy Monkey has really great coffee. Burger Up. Five Daughters Bakery for donuts.
Oh, they're so good.
They're so good. Las Paletas, these little popsicles we always take our kids to get. Butcher and the Bee. I mean, whatever. There's a bunch. So there you go.
Lots.
My whole Nashville list of where to go.
Okay, so what do you want people to get to know about you from watching the new show that we don't already know?
Okay, so Very Cavallari is the first reality show that I can truly get behind and say, this is 100% me. And it's every area of me. It's me as a wife, it's me as a best friend, it's me as a boss. And so you really get to see every side to me. And I'm just excited to show people the real me. I mean, even though I was on 2 reality shows, it wasn't necessarily the real me.
You're an executive producer this time around, so
I am. It's really nice to have some
to make sure that
control.
that's you.
I have a little security blanket. But even, it's just so interesting, like just seeing everything, how it's edited together now. I'm even like, God, it's just crazy, like knowing the whole story. Because obviously, you know, it's an hour-long show. You have to be able to tell a story to an audience, so you can't always get every detail into a story. And it's just like, as someone who knows everything that went into it, it's almost frustrating.
Someone that was there for the whole hours and hours and hours of filming have to get it down to such a small amount.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, so I'm very excited. Very excited to see as well. Someone said that True Roots and Uncommon James are great names. Where do you come up with stuff like this? In other words, what are the meanings of both titles?
So Uncommon James is my daughter's middle name, and I literally was my 30th birthday party in Mexico. It was me and my husband and my closest friends, and I knew I was launching it, and I loved James because it's my daughter's middle name, and I just love James for a girl. And we were sitting around, and I wanted just to be James, or like James Jewelry. Of course, it's
hard
so
to
hard
trademark
to
that.
trademark James. So Jay just came up with Uncommon, and I loved it, and I just think, because I love the name James for a girl so much, but it's uncommon, I just think it's cool. And then True Roots, I literally sat with a pen and paper, and I just started jotting words down. And true was always kind of in the mix, because everything in here is all, you know, natural and real and true, and yeah. So it just sort of, that's kind of how I do it. I just kind of come to it. I just like write down any word that comes to my mind, and then it just forms.
Very philosophical. It just comes to me.
True Roots.
Someone wants to know, do you still go back to Laguna, and what are the differences between life in LA, or just LA and Nashville, because they're both big, booming cities now, but the differences between LA and Nashville?
So my dad moved out of Laguna Beach, so unfortunately I don't have a real reason to go back anymore. I've been back a handful of times in the last 10 years, which is so sad. Anytime I'm in LA, and especially if I bring my kids, I make my dad come up to me, because putting the kids in that car for 2 hours is not ideal. So the difference, you know, there's a lot of similarities, actually. I really think that Nashville is sort of like LA and Austin mixed together.
Yeah.
Because there's the country music scene here, there's like that whole celebrity aspect, and there's just like this cool factor. The restaurants here are so good. LA has amazing restaurants. The only difference I'd say is, obviously the weather year round, but would take Nashville. I like having 4 seasons. And LA has healthier spots, more healthier spots. So, which I love. Like, you can just
That's
go
nice.
to any
It's
restaurant,
convenient.
grab a great salad or whatever, and then like all these cool juice bars and smoothie bars and stuff. So
Nashville is the touristy spot that people come to for the fried Nashville food. So a lot of that does. Someone, Krista Lord, said that she is a mom of 4 and she has picky eaters. Are there any picky eaters out of your kids, and how do you handle that?
So Jackson, my middle one, he was my best eater, and now all of a sudden he won't eat any fish. He'll eat clams and mussels, which is so weird, but he won't eat fish. So but he'll eat sushi. It's really, he won't eat like cooked fish. It's very bizarre. But I find that giving them like ketchup or barbecue sauce really helps with pretty much anything. But for the most part, I have to say I have pretty good eaters. I'm really lucky. I really am. Just Jackson and that fish thing.
Yeah.
There's some stuff that Camden, because he's almost 6 now. I think it's just that age where he's like, I don't want to try that, and it's like, just try it. But no, I'm lucky for the most part.
Someone wants to know, what do you hope to offer with Uncommon James in downtown Nashville? Is this experience different than other boutiques that we might see in Nashville?
Well, I mean, this is different because it's not just a typical boutique. You know, it's primarily jewelry. We have home goods. We have a whole baby section. But it's we have local brands in here. So there's a lot of stuff that's exclusive to the store. But it's really a reflection of me and my style. And, you know, I don't know. I don't think there's another store in Nashville like this. But I'm just hoping, too, that girls just want to come here and check out the jewelry. I mean, I don't know.
We have a great mural. We're really hitting it hard with the mural that you can take a picture with. The style. I think a lot of people do just take photos in our store because it really is a beautiful store.
The store's really pretty. My friend April did it, and she did a really great job. So,
what are your dreams for that as both a mother and with children growing up, and as a business owner and employer?
Okay, say that again.
I'm a little confused myself.
My dreams for all of those things?
Your dreams as a mother, and then your dreams as a business owner.
Okay. So
we'll go with that.
Okay. All right, let's do business owner first. Okay. I want to get Uncommon James to be a household name. I mean, a go-to for the modern woman, to know that she can come here for effortless, chic style. You know, and I have Uncommon James home now. I'm launching Little James. So I look at all 3 of them as individual separate things. And I want Little James to be the go-to for the modern mom. And, you know, the home goods, of course, for your everyday cook and, you know, your mom that's cooking. But I just, you know, I feel very lucky because I've had Uncommon James for a year, and every goal that I had, I've been able to check off in a year, which I know I'm so lucky for that. And so now I have to set the bar higher and keep setting new goals. Like, a goal for me was getting on Nordstrom, and we're on Nordstrom now, and we're in 13 stores. So that's all awesome. So I have to set new goals.
Hop to it.
I'm on getting on that. Oh, and then with my kid, I mean, as a mom, God. You know, of course, I just want my kids to grow up and be happy. I really just want them to be happy. I don't give a shit what they're doing, as long as they're happy. That's really all I care about.
It's very sentimental. Do you take any supplements or vitamins daily, and why?
Okay, I take a probiotic. I take fish oil. I take CoQ10. I take magnesium. In the winter, I take vitamin D. And I think that's it.
Why do you take vitamin D in the winter?
Because there's not as much sun.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're getting sick too, vitamin D is a good one to take because sometimes that'll help. And then if I'm making a smoothie, I'll put like, you know, sometimes I'll do like bee pollen, or I'll do.
When she drinks, you do charcoal?
If I'm going to drink alcohol, I'll take charcoal pills, game changer. That really helps reduce the hangover by like a third, I'd say. You're welcome.
Not a third.
You're welcome.
Done the math several times.
Yeah.
Someone wants to know if you know of the least toxic sunscreen products for kids and babies by choice of yours.
Yeah, zinc oxide. You want to look for something that's primarily just zinc oxide. I have Whole Foods sells some brands, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head. But zinc oxide for sure. It doesn't rub in as easy. Like, your kids are going to be white, but who cares?
How was it to be back on TV after so long of being out of the TV game?
I was nervous at first. I was really nervous right before we started shooting. I was like, oh no, what have I gotten myself into? This was a mistake. Because like, you have all these producers asking you all these personal questions, and I was like, oh, I've made the wrong choice. literally Jay's gonna kill me, like it's gonna blow up in my face. But still married, and it went really well. I had a lot of fun. I really had a good time.
It was fun.
Yeah, you become a little family with the crew, and so yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited for it. I really am. I hope you guys like it. You gotta tune in.
How did you and your husband meet? Was it love at first sight?
So as cheesy as it is, yeah, it actually kind of was. So I got a call from my publicist when I was doing the Hills. Oops. And
more thunder.
More thunder. And he said that Jay Cutler wants to fly you to Chicago and take you on a date. And I said, who the hell is Jay Cutler? So I Googled him. And I was in the middle of filming The Hills. I was, 21. I was like, you know what? I don't want a boyfriend, and I really don't want a boyfriend in Chicago. So I said no. And then a year later, I was visiting my mom, who lives in a suburb of Chicago. And we were going to a Bears game with my cousin, and I had completely forgotten about it because I didn't know who he was, and so it just kind of, And my mom on the way to the game said, didn't Jay Cutler ask you out? And my cousin was like, you're such an idiot. Oh my God, he's the man. So I got his family passes to meet him after the game, thinking I was gonna make my cousin's life. Like I'd be cousin of the year and nothing would come of it for me. And Jay walked in, he was really cute in person and he was a true gentleman and he really won my mom over. He was talking to my mom the whole time and then he drove us to our car and then he texted me right after and he was like, I can't remember what he said, whatever. And so we hung out 2 nights later and then I woke up the next morning and he's like, you promised you'd come back next weekend. So I did. There you go.
Got the stamp of approval from Jude's.
Jude loved him.
By the way, if you're just tuning in, reminder, you guys can still purchase the books. There's a link above us. She is signing them right now for you guys. These will be the books that are going out. It is her signature. So link above. If you're just tuning in, you can still get one of these books, guys. Someone says that they know you're still young. They're not calling you old, but are there any plans for a memoir in the future?
You know what? I feel like people were disappointed with my first book because they thought it was going to be a memoir and it was not. I wouldn't write one because I care about the people in my life too much to put them out on and just to to reveal everything. Yeah. You have to talk to your family about that. My family is so sacred to me. I don't know, it's just too personal.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't need to spill my family drama.
No dirty laundry aired.
It makes it sound like I'm such a crazy. Yeah, it's not that bad. I'm just saying, but even in Balancing Heels, like I remember asking my dad, there was something about my now ex-stepmom in there, and I asked him if I could include it, and he had me take it out.
Oh, wow.
And so I just feel like, you know what, it's just not worth it.
Too much of a hill.
And now she's my ex-stepmom, so I'm kind of like, maybe I could talk about it. But let's just keep the peace amongst the fam, I wouldn't want my kids to write a memoir about me one day.
Oh, that sounds terrible. As a mom.
I'm gonna make them sign confidentiality agreements.
NDAs for your kids. Yeah. Are there any recipes?
Now we have trains.
Yeah.
This is truly.
So many sounds. Okay. Are there any recipes that you make with your kids? Do they like to cook with you?
They love cooking with me. They really love being involved. Baking is obviously easier with them just because they can, dump stuff in a bowl and help mix and everything. But they really like getting involved with pretty much anything. Yeah, they love being in the kitchen, which I love. I have this thing, I think it's called a tower, and you can just get it on Amazon. But it's like this little contraption that you put up next to the counter, and they can stand in it so they can't fall over. Oh, you've seen it.
I've seen it, I just never knew what it was.
Oh, okay. For the kids to help cook.
There you go.
So then they can be level with the counter, and they can help you, so they're not just sitting on a stool so that they can fall off.
Oh, well, that's such a cute concept.
I know, it's genius.
It is.
There you go.
How did you yourself get into cooking? Were you always cooking as a young kid? Were you always in the kitchen?
So my dad is full Italian, and so I definitely grew up with my Italian grandma cooking, and my dad cooks all the time too. And I feel like with my mom, I baked a lot more, and so yeah, I definitely cooked, but it wasn't until I got married that I really, really started cooking all the time. Like I just knew that I wanted to be cooking dinner every night for my family. It's a good way to be.
What is your favorite food to binge on?
I'm a sweets girl. Okay, so I would say something sweet, but if it's gonna be a food, gnocchi is my favorite thing in the entire world. Or like I'll go out to eat once in a while and I will order pasta. You've seen me order pasta.
Yeah. She eats, guys. Don't you worry.
I really
Kristin
do
eats burgers, pasta.
I do.
She finishes it.
I do. But so that's sort of my cheat meal is pasta. Or like I love just getting a tub of coconut milk ice cream and like eating that. I won't do, cow's milk will really mess up my stomach. I'll be in pain for a couple days. So yeah, but coconut milk ice cream all day long.
Do you meal prep? And if so, how do you go about it?
So the meal prepping that I do is, if I can do it, this doesn't happen all the time, but I love to sit down like Sunday night, let's say, and get cookbooks and write down at least 4 days in advance what I'm gonna be making, go to the grocery store and get everything. But no, I mean, I would love to say like Sunday night, I wash all my vegetables, and I don't do that. I just sort of do it as I go. And I used to, you know what I used to do is I never would actually like prep stuff. I would just do it as I was cooking. So now obviously like I'm gonna prep what I'm gonna be making, and that does make it go by a lot faster.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys can still send in questions too.
Yeah, link above, still sending questions. We're getting a lot about the cookbook, so if you have any other questions for Kristin, right up top. What is your favorite vegetable to cook with?
So I really love roasted vegetables. Honestly, you get good broccoli, you roast that baby at 400 for 35 minutes, a little olive oil, garlic powder, and pink Himalayan salt. Like, not when it's burnt, but when it just starts to like get a little, that's when it's the best. I love that.
Yeah, that's really good.
Roasted vegetables are the way to go. Or grilled too, but roasted's my favorite.
Roasted better.
Me too.
If you could travel to one country for food, where would it be, and what country would it be?
Oh, it's tough between Greece and Italy.
About the same.
It's
No?
well,
Like, okay.
Italian's more like, well, it's obviously like pastas and stuff too, but like they do have a lot of fish and stuff like that. I just remember going to Greece, and even a Greek salad of just feta cheese, tomatoes, and cucumbers was so good.
Fresh and just good.
Like I came home from Greece and that's all I ate for like a week. But everything was just so fresh. It's just so good.
What is your advice for people who are struggling to eat healthy? How can I get started?
So, I'm gonna repeat myself, so sorry if you've been here the whole time, but I would say pick like 1 or 2 ingredients that you wanna stay away from, or ingredients is not the right word, additives. So let's say corn syrup or colors, you know, like red 40 or whatever, blue and yellow. And then just read ingredient labels and just decide that you wanna stay away from those, and until that becomes second nature, you know, then you can start adding in other ones, and until you really know exactly what you are doing. It's gonna take a long time, and I think you just have to be patient with yourself and not beat yourself up. But I think just trying to eat real food overall is the most important thing, and like I stay away from GMOs. But again, like when I go out to eat, I'm not like, is this burger, you know, like whatever. I don't care. I just enjoy it and I have fun. But when I'm cooking at home, GMO free, gluten free for the most part, and no cow's milk except for maybe a little butter here and there.
What high school did you go to? Someone's watching.
Okay, so I actually
Barrington.
started at Barrington High School.
Advanced.
My mom lives in Barrington, so I started there for 2 months, I think. Is that right?
Jude's.
Yes. I'm like, hold on. Yes, and then I moved to Laguna Beach. My dad sent me to a Catholic high school because I was getting in so much trouble. So I finished my freshman year out there, and then my sophomore year is when I started at Laguna Beach High School. But I took driver's ed at Laguna Beach High School my freshman year, so I met all of my friends my freshman year of high school. So the transition into that new school sophomore year was really easy.
If you could give Sailor one piece of advice about life when she's your age, what would it be?
So like, I'm not ready for these questions, you guys. Sailor's 2. Give me some time.
When Sailor's 30, that's
when Sailor's 30, that's so crazy to think about. I don't know. I mean, I really just want my kids, you know, I said this before, I really just want my kids to be happy. I think as a girl, I want to raise a strong woman. You know, I want to raise an independent woman. I never want Sailor to have to rely on a guy for anything. I want her to go out there and just get whatever she wants in life.
You've always been like that, I feel like. Very, like, independent.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a job, well, my first job was working at a yoga studio for free yoga classes, and I took the sweat, it was a Bikram yoga, so you're like pouring sweat. So I took these sweaty towels and put them in the washing machine. That was fucking awful.
Glamorous.
For free. And then my first real job was a hostess at a restaurant. I got that job because I wanted to, and I remember my dad was like, you don't have to have a job. I was like, no, I want to have a job.
Yeah.
So
Sailor's pretty headstrong now already.
Oh my God, like she really is.
She has 2 older brothers. You probably just try to
keep up. I'm really not worried about her.
Honey badger, yeah.
The honey badger will be just fine.
So we are gonna play a fun game that everyone loves. It is 22 questions in 2 minutes. So rapid fire. Let's see if you can answer these.
Oh man, okay.
Okay, ready? And then we'll get back to signing.
Pens down.
Yeah. Ready? Okay. Where were you born?
Denver, Colorado.
Who would you want to play you in a movie?
Margot Robbie. I love her.
Yes. What was your first job?
I just answered that. Bikram Yoga Studio for free.
What is your greatest accomplishment?
My 3 kids.
What's your biggest fear?
My biggest fear is I just don't never want to look back and regret not doing something. I've never regretted doing anything, truly, and I've done some dumb shit in my day. It's more about just wishing that I had tried harder or done something more.
Who makes you laugh the most?
Shannon does make me laugh. I'd say all 3 of my kids are pretty damn funny, but
Yeah.
Jackson especially cracks me up.
What is one thing that you need to have in your fridge at all times?
I always have eggs. Oh, but I'd say almond milk probably.
What is your favorite adult beverage?
Skinny margarita.
Who is the most interesting person you have met recently?
I was just in New York for the show, and I had dinner with a lot of the E talent, and the Bella twins were there, and they were telling me about the wrestling world, which I know nothing about, and it's fascinating. And they were cool as shit. They were awesome. So
Cool.
yeah,
Well, tune into their show too. It's also on E!
there you go. They're on right now.
What is your middle name?
Elizabeth.
I think I knew that. What is your biggest pet peeve?
I hate when people are late. I think it's so disrespectful to the other person.
Great. What is your favorite hobby?
Cooking.
What is your guilty pleasure?
My guilty pleasure, well, anything sweet. Yeah.
Do you have any hidden talent nobody knows about?
No,
Really?
I have nothing. I wish I did.
What color is your toothbrush?
It's pink, and I didn't want a pink one. I went to the dentist last time, and my electric toothbrush stopped working, and they only had a pink one. So I
Someone
was like,
fix this quick.
all right, I'll take it. It's light pink.
What is your worst habit?
I'm always picking up my cuticles.
Oh, you should stop that.
I know, to the point where they're bleeding. Like, see how it's horrible.
What is your favorite thing to cook?
Favorite thing to cook? Anything Italian. So I really like making homemade meatballs and sauce or ragu or anything like that.
What is the last musical album that you bought or streamed online?
The new Leon Bridges album.
That's great.
Yeah.
What is the last gift that you gave?
I was in New York, same trip to the Bella Twins, which was like not even 2 weeks ago, and my flight was delayed. So I was in the airport for a really long time, so I got the boys little mini taxis, I got Sailor this little bear, and I got Jay and NYPD t-shirt. He was like, why did you get this for me? I'm like, I don't fucking know.
What cause is really dear to your heart?
Jay is a type 1 diabetic, like I said earlier, and so he had a foundation for many years that targeted kids with type 1 diabetes. So obviously it sucks having a husband with type 1 diabetes. I can only imagine, and he was an adult when he got it, he was 26, so I can only imagine as a parent, your little kid gets diabetes, how difficult that must be. Yeah, so.
Name something on your bucket list that you haven't checked off yet.
Oh, there's a lot of places that I want to go. So I really want to go to the Maldives. I really want to go to Paris. The south of France. There's so many places that I want to go. Why are you laughing?
Because the next question is, where do you want to go that you've never been?
There you go. That's where I want to go. I really want to go to Paris.
Go
I've
to
never
Paris,
been to Paris.
girl. You've never been?
No.
Jay, get this girl to Paris.
I know. Well, we were gonna go, and then this is so sad, but because of everything going on, I don't know. It makes me a little nervous.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too serious on you guys, but
Yeah.
you know, with kids now too, I'm like, I don't know.
Different. Well, that was all 22 questions.
There you go. Was that 2 minutes?
Yeah, you did it.
I did
You
it.
did it.
Back to signing.
Exciting.
Yeah, so what else?
Let's see. Do you have any cooking tricks that you could share?
This kind of works. If you're chopping onions, I'm so sensitive to onions. You
me
light a
too.
candle, and you put a candle like right where you are chopping, and it kind of helps.
They have onion glasses that you
They
can
don't
buy
work. Jay got them for me. I
Oh.
have pink ones again, and they suck. Well, I think they're too big on me, so it
Then
has to
let
be like
the stuff
completely
get in.
sealed. Yeah. Other cooking tips. What else? I don't know. I feel like when you get asked these questions, you can never think of anything.
We have Uncommon James candles, which I'm almost positive probably make you not cry from onions. You can get them on our website.
There you go.
So, always plug. What is your most favorite thing about being a mom?
It just really gives me purpose in life. Like, I really feel like being a mom is who I've always been meant to be. It's just, I don't know, they just bring a lot of joy to my life and, yeah, give me true meaning.
You have a great mom, Judy. What advice has she given you for your kids?
My mom is awesome. She really is my rock. You know, my mom, she just always, anytime I call her, she just makes me feel like I'm not the only one that's going through anything, you know? Like, she's just really great about relating to me. But any, like, specific advice? I mean, I don't know. She's just so sweet. She's just always telling me that I'm doing a great job, which is really nice to hear from your mom.
Yeah. Are you raising your kids a lot like she raised you, with you and your dad, or?
I guess, yeah. I think so. I mean, my parents divorced at a young age, so it's kind of, I have like two different sets of like how I was raised.
What is your biggest piece of advice for a new mom of 3, because she just had her 3rd?
Oh man.
Are things different once there's 3 instead of 2?
Three's intense. The difference with 3 is that there's always a need. Like, I don't sit down during the day. Even at night, after bath and after the kitchen is cleaned up, like, Jay will sit down and watch TV with the kids. Like, that's when we give them 30 minutes to watch TV. And as soon as I sit down, then it's like, can I have this? Can I have that? So I just don't sit down anymore. I'm just like in the kitchen getting snacks, getting sippy cups, getting this.
Great calves.
Yeah. But so there's just 3, it's intense. There's just always something going on.
All right. It's great advice.
But if you can do 2, you can do 3.
What is the best thing about your and Jay's relationship? How do you make it work and balance everything while still staying so in love? Like we know you guys are.
We're just so in love. It's hard. He's the last man on the totem pole, unfortunately. I feel bad. Now that the show has wrapped, we've been able to spend more time together, but he makes me laugh. I mean, he really does.
It's funny.
Yeah, he has a good sense of humor. We give each other shit. We love to push each other's buttons, and I honestly think that keeps it fun and interesting. Yeah.
We have about 10 more minutes left, guys, so don't forget you can click the link that's right above us. Still get one of these cookbooks.
I gotta get signing.
That she is signing. You still have a lot left to do. And, or you guys can go to premiercollectibles.com/trueroots. Don't forget, you can also go there. Like I said, there's a banner right below here, link above. Get to asking us questions. We still have 10 minutes for questions and cookbooks.
Do you guys have any questions for Shannon? She's gonna be famous pretty soon, you guys.
Speak it into the universe.
Before Shannon was famous, she was my moderator.
You were really annoying.
In a couple of months, I was like, hey, Shannon. You won't pick up my phone calls.
I'll be stealing your Sharpies.
Yeah.
No, guys. What is your favorite gluten-free recipe from the cookbook? They're all gluten-free.
Everything in the cookbook is gluten-free. So I talked about my zucchini almond butter blondies. My favorite, I don't know if it's my favorite, but the breakfast item I make the most is the butternut squash pancakes. Oh, you have a funny story about that.
Oh, yeah. I made the butternut squash pancakes, and guys, please follow the recipe, which says that you can get canned squash puree.
Canned pureed squash. If you can't find squash, you can do pumpkin, you can do sweet potato. But Shannon,
I bought squash, and you have to cut them, you have to cook them, you have to scrape the seeds out. It's like this whole process, and I was like,
she was making her own butternut squash puree. I'm like, Shannon, you can buy that. You're adding like an hour to the recipe.
I was like, 10-minute prep time. Yeah, right. I was like, this is taking forever.
Over here pureeing your own.
Don't be a hero. Buy the canned puree.
Buy the canned.
Kristen, you know, Megan from Massachusetts wants to know, how do you stay so fabulous all the time?
Oh, thanks. I have a great team of people around me.
What do you miss the most about Chicago?
My mom. I really miss my mom. I have really great girlfriends there. I have 3 of the most solid mom friends. Like, as a mom, having mom friends is so important. And I miss them. I was just there. I had 2 book signings actually, and I went and stayed with my mom. I brought my kids, and I saw all my friends, and I just had the time of my life. But yeah, so there's just really good people in Chicago, and the city is really fun. I do love the city.
I love Chicago.
Came out a few times I was talking shit about the city, which I never actually was. So there you go, Chicago.
Cleared up. Do you like leftovers? Do you make big batches of things from the book and freeze them for later meals? How do you feel about leftovers?
Oh, I just banged my elbow so bad. Nothing I love more than leftovers. I like leftovers for breakfast too. Yeah.
Do you eat stuff cold or do you microwave it?
Depends on what it is. I will eat stuff cold. Ugh. I was eating cold? I was eating cold spaghetti the other day.
Oh, you're a serial killer.
Really
That's
good.
So
it was really good. Yes, I'm a huge leftover fan for lunch, 100%. Breakfast or lunch. My kids won't eat like lasagna for breakfast, but they'll eat it for lunch the next day.
Nobody should eat lasagna for breakfast.
I totally would. In high school, that's honestly what I would do a lot too. Eat leftovers from the night before. Yep.
All right. Thank you to the person that said that I have nice hair. I appreciate
She
that.
really does, doesn't she?
Guys, we have about 5 minutes left. And yeah, link above. Go to
Buy this baby. Get me back on the New York Times bestseller list.
Yeah. You guys, she made the New York Best Time Sellers list twice. Sellers list, New York Times. However you say that.
And you guys tag me in your photos of the food that you're making, because I just reposted a bunch, and I'll do another one here coming up. But I just love seeing what you guys are making, what your favorites are, and it's fun for me to even see some of the little personal twists that you guys put on them too. Yeah. So yeah, tag me.
What trends can we see upcoming for your jewelry collection? I know you have fall coming soon in July.
Fall will launch the end of July. Big earrings are in, even like chandelier earrings. So everything I do, like I always pay attention to the trends, and I do always hit a few of them, but I try to do them in a more minimalistic way. So like a big chandelier earring, like you'll see a subtler version from me. A more everyday kind of piece.
Effortless, dainty.
Effortless. Chokers are still in, but like, dainty chokers. Hoops are really in, and now we're seeing a lot of colored hoops. Would you guys buy a colored hoop for me? I'm toying with this.
You should toy with it.
I know, I am.
People are into the pop of color with the tassel earrings.
Tassels are
strawberry
huge.
fields.
Yeah. So all of that fun stuff. You know what's coming back is like charms and stuff on necklaces.
Oh yeah, where you can put little like your kids' names, a charm with that. That's cute.
Yep. All of that fun stuff. So yeah, lots of fun stuff. More fringe and kind of feathers and stuff like that.
Does Jay ever help you cook? Is he a big cooker?
Jay will cook. If there's a night where I'm like, I honestly just don't want to do this, he'll jump in and do it.
What's his go-to?
I mean, he's like a burger, we'll do homemade pizzas. He likes doing that.
Smoke stuff on the grill, right?
Loves to smoke stuff. What else does he do? He's more like basic. He can follow a recipe though. If you give him a recipe, he can do it. He's really great with breakfast. So there's a recipe in here. It's these acorn squash boats.
Oh, I saw that.
I took credit for them, but it's really Jay's. Although I think I do kind of say in here that he makes them more.
You mentioned it.
But yeah, so he'll help out for sure.
Okay. What's your go-to right now for your line that's out for Uncommon James? What piece are you always grabbing from your vanity?
So this is Ready to Mingle, this little choker. It's sold out right now, but it'll be back next week. And the Girl Boss hoops, they're a big square hoop.
Geometrical shapes.
Yeah. So I love those. I'm trying to think. Devin, this tiny itty bitty little ring. It's just, I wear it every day. I literally don't take it off. So yeah, I really wear everything. I love everything in the collection. I always do. So
you made it. And Kristin designs all the jewelry herself. She doesn't just have someone do it for her. We look at the sketches.
Yeah,
all her.
I deal directly with the manufacturer, and so yeah, that's all me.
Guys, we only have a couple cookbooks left. Our live is coming to a close now, but
it's been
click
fun.
this link above, or like we said, go to premiercollectibles.com/trueroots and get this signed copy.
It's a good present too for new moms.
I've given it.
Or any mom, really. I don't know why I said new moms.
Almost all the recipes do not take that long to make.
No.
I had a friend reach out to me and say, like, should I buy this, or are they all super complicated stuff that's going to take way too long? And I'm like, no.
I think there's one in here that's maybe like a little bit more complicated, which is the veal brush roll. But no, honestly, if I can make this stuff, you guys can make this stuff. I am by no means a chef. I'm a home cook. Just a mom who likes to cook, and so nothing in here is too hard. There's no ingredients in here that you're like, what the hell is that? I'm never gonna be able to find this. Maybe there's some stuff that you might have to order on Thrive Market or Amazon or something, but you have access to all of this stuff.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, Kristin.
Thanks, you guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in.
And
Out with a bang.
Okay, bye.
Bye.